Welcome, freestylers or Fisher random lovers, so to speak. Now, so we're back now with the live stream today, 11th of February, on a almost sunny day here in London, UK, and we're going to watch a bunch of super GMs playing in the Fisher random. So no theory, nothing to memorize. You have to be very creative from the very beginning, so to speak. Okay. Right. So I have stopped now. I started with the last game in the list here. Alireza Firouzja, Magnus Carlsen, and of course, guys, we're going to having a look at the England of the store of Vincent Keimer, Aronian, Levon, Fabi, and Gukesh, of course. But let's have a look here now. I'm producing our best ideas. I'm not gonna put any engine on, so we're just gonna play as it is. We are going to find the best moves together. Magnus played bishop to b7. I wonder why. Is it because he wants to try this? Maybe. Or he wants to drop bishop to c8. We'll find out. Alireza is white. You need to figure out something about a knight, something about a bishop as well. You got to develop all those pieces. Is there any big threat here? Well, as long as the bishop stays here, the knight won't be able to play on g4 to attack you twice on h2. I hope this sound is okay, right? Okay, as soon as we get some friends joining the stream, probably I'm going to get a confirmation in regards of this. All right. Amongst others. Rook to c3, that's a weakness. That's a weakness. You gotta do something about that one. Do you know what's painful from Black's perspective? You're thinking about doing something like c6, blocking this bishop in and just making it actually a completely inoperable pawn. So from this point of view, playing c6 for Magnus Carlsen, I think it's a little bit painful and quite unpleasant. Quite unpleasant. Quite unpleasant. Okay. Question is, you either create a bigger threat or you defend c7. It's not a matter of ignoring it. You can't afford ignoring this pawn. So probably also bishop c6 can be appreciated here, considered as a potential candidate move. Bishop c6 probably as well. Bishop c6, c6 in between the two. I'd say bishop c6. He played knight on the back rank defending, so none of these things happened. Dropping a knight to defend the pawn on c7. Okay. I don't know what to say about this. I like this knight b3 and c5 in principle. Unless there is a stronger one. Yeah, because the knight left f6, no longer playing on g4. Could you consider this, and this? That is cool. Well, I would say Magnus will not allow this to happen for sure. But there is an idea about this, and this. So yeah, you know, that's an almighty fork. The problem is it takes a billion moves, which is like 3 moves, and 3 moves in chess it's just too many. And Black will never allow you to play this. But as a threat, I think, and given the fact that the knight might be able to play d4, might be able to play, you know, g3, stuff like that. Although g3 just looks so uneventful. So knight e2, knight f4, knight g6 could be a trajectory. Might be able to do that. maybe. Other than that, you gotta have to go knight b3, knight b3, knight d4. So if you wanna do it, sorry, uh, knight b3, knight d4. But then again, where do you go? Where do you go? Amongst others, what you gotta play bishop f3, looking after this guy. Then you're gonna push and take the center. Might that be another idea? Is it slower? Is it faster than what we previously signaled? Yeah, knight b3. He went for knight b3. We did highlight this one as a potential candidate move. So I think the exercise here would be, my chess friends, to just simply practice your calculation, practice your evaluation, and see if you can at least indicate the potential candidate moves and see if the other guys actually do as you had suggested. So I think it's a very good tool. Knight on b3, I think we can signal that actually they might be playing c5. Of course, bishop c8, I reckon. That's just an idea. It could be, it could be, it could be. Then if the bishop goes on c8, you might be able to push down this pawn here. So that's a subtlety. I like it. I think it's a move with tempo. Attack something from black. They need to address that thing, and probably it's a forcing move. By the way, I made a video on YouTube called the forcing moves threats. So this one is a forcing move. Knight c5. Knight c5 attacks the bishop. Bishop has to move whilst defending d7, and when they do so, you might be just able to push d4. And if d4, then rook has to play, and rook will play for sure defensively again. So if you guys agree or not, just let me know, drop me a line or something. But I guess it makes sense. Anyway, it is, yeah, it's white's turn here. I mean, I like knight c5. Of course, you can go for other ideas. You may go for other ideas. I don't know. You want to play something like bishop e2, bishop g4. It's not very clear. I think I prefer knight c5 more than other stuff. I guess makes sense. Forcing move, attacking move, you put problems to your opponent, which is the one and only Magnus Carlsen itself. So, yeah. So what I think it's a very, very good exercise for all of my friends is just, without any engine's assistance, try to find as many candidate moves as possible. The reasoning behind them, why do you think that should be favored amongst others over other moves? And then let's see if the Super GMs actually endorse your suggestion. Okay. So that's my top candidate move, knight c5. That doesn't mean that you can't play the bishop on d1 somewhere. Which somewhere, heck, I don't know, bishop g4. Let me just draw an arrow just to signal it, but I don't like it very much. But it's playable. It's playable. It's playable. Among them, the move with the blue paint, knight c5, stands out, I think. Followed by, let me do more blue paint, followed by d4 after bishop c8. I'm assuming they play bishop c8. Because if you don't play bishop c8, it's gonna be game over after knight takes d7, forking both black rooks. So I don't think black can afford, which is Magnus Carlsen. I don't think Magnus can afford not to play bishop c8, which seems to be incredibly important. Anyway, again, if you have different ideas, if you think differently, guys, feel free to type in your better candidate moves or your more holistic thoughts, and we'll discuss it. Okay. That's how I see it, at least at the time being, for the time being. Yeah, and also tell me, guys, what's your opinion if you think that the Fisher Random or the Chess 960 or the Freestyle, it's more satisfying for you guys than the normal classical type of chess. That's an interesting debate. That's an interesting debate. What I've also noticed is that despite the fact that the game may be starting with the back rank pieces scattered heck knows where, there you go. Knight c5. My prediction came to be exactly played by the super GM Alireza. So I was right on this one, and probably you probably have seen that too, guys. So was right about this. So let's just highlight again. Knight c5 looks at this. Therefore, forces black either bishop c8 or bishop. Sorry, either bishop c8 or bishop c6. Because if you don't, you're gonna just lose the game. So he's gonna play one of these two. I don't think you can play anything else. You can't. You cannot. You cannot. You gotta do one of these two. Magnus is having like 10 minutes ahead of Ali Reza at a minute. They're probably going to play one of these two. I don't think you can do anything else. I don't see anything else. If you guys see anything else, let me know. I don't think you're crazy enough to sack the exchange on c5. That's just too nuts. You can't do this. You don't have a follow-up for this, so this is just crazy. You can't do that. Right? Tell me that's true. But probably a perfect player like Magnus would take this one into consideration as well. Rook takes c5, but I really doubt. There you go, bishop c8. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? Of course. And we can all agree on that. Now the question is, my chess friends, if actually Alireza are going to go for the d4, which again takes the center completely. Another forcing move pushes the black rook probably on the back rank, but no way, sir. He goes for double attack on the a6 pawn. Okay. A pawn is a pawn. A pawn is a pawn. A pawn matters absolutely. And Magnus is a little bit cramped here. It just looks like I mean, that move of the knight on the back rank was a little bit painful for him to do, I guess. Oh yeah, and what I wanted to say amongst others, guys, is that regardless how the game starts with the pieces on the back rank, I say in the fish random, the players, well, okay, let's say the human players tend to slightly divert the game towards a known kind of middle game arrangement. You normally tend to just do castling as you normally do. And frankly, if you look at his position, if you weren't told, it's Fisher random, I'm not sure you would actually say it was as a result of a Fisher random. Although the black rook's presence in the middle of the board is a little bit unorthodox, is a little bit strange. So that rook's presence there is just very freaking weird. Rook in the middle of the board, move 17, crazy, right? So probably you would say, yeah, probably it's a result of a Fisher random start. Okie dokie. So that's what we got at the minute. How is Magnus going to defend that one? I don't know. I don't know. Looks like he's going to be dropped that pawn. By the looks of it. Can he create other threats or something here as a compensation for this? Because that pawn is going to be captured. You can't defend it, but maybe, I don't know, can you create some sort of attacking? Can you just push this pawn, but then I'm going to take it anyway, and then I'm going to attack the other guy, which you might be able to do this, but then again, difficult, I think, for black. I think here white's doing a bit better. Is doing a bit better here, white. Because the a6 pawn is gone, because d4 can be played, and because generally it's just attacking more here. White is dominating more, attacking more. And now, there you go. A pawn will be captured. Pawn will be captured, ladies and gents. No ifs, no buts. That guy is going to be taken. And yeah. I don't know what Magnus can contrive here, but I'm very interested in seeing how he's going to choose to play. All right, let's drink more coffee, if that's helpful. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. Okay, shall we moving, guys, towards another game? That one is really, really fascinating. But as I said, the a6 pawn is gone. Shall we start with the top? That is first board there, up the store of Dingliren. And then we're going to come down again, guys, to watching Alireza and Magnus again. So let's just visit this game. Let's just visit this one here. Look at this beautiful. It looks like they've castled already, eh? Right, what have we got in here? Whose turn is it? Up the store. Where are the weaknesses that white can go for? What is white gonna play? Well, this guy stays nicely here, defends e3, so you ain't got a problem with that in particular. Could you be doing this and that, just doubling up of the rooks? Maybe some checks, takes. That's not bad, I think. Unless I'm missing some other stuff, but I guess you want to double up, right? You tell me, guys, if you think otherwise. I think rook b to e, having a battery can't be a bad thing in principle. Do you want to attack? Do you want to play this one first with tempo? No, he played f3. Okay, that means you can play king f2, whatever the heck you want, and like more like waiting and stuff. I wonder if rook b to e1 was such a bad move. As a general principle, when you double your rooks on an open file, it can't be a bad one. Okay, so black is solidifying here. c6. Okay, defends the bishop. It's cool. It's interesting. The black rook there on a5. I don't know what it does, frankly. I'm not sure what it does. King f2. We did say that. We did say king f2. Which, if I am allowed to say, could it be amongst many other ideas? Of course, the doubling of the rooks on e, it's always a good stuff. Could it be g4 crazy? Maybe rook on g? Just asking for a friend. It could be, perhaps. Hi there, Suno G. How's it going? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. So rook e1, I'd be tempted to say here, or maybe rook g1 for g4, g5 ideas. And if you want to throw in some bishop here at some point, that might be quite threatening for black here. I guess that's, you got to pay attention to these threats. Yeah, I guess. So guys, now just tell me your honest opinion if you think doubling of the rooks on the e file with the threat rook e8 check, it's stronger or less stronger than rook g1, g4, g5 ideas. So that, I think, it's the two main candidate moves here for Abdusattorov. Oh, oopsie. This one for this, or rook b1 for g1 for this. So you guys tell me which one you think it might be more aggressive here for white to play. More efficient, more attacking, more problematic for black. Rook e1 or rook b1 or rook g1. I like them both. Which one is faster? Honestly, I would love to have a rook on the back rank. I mean, it's really good to just do that. So, you know, I need to sit down. I think I need to sit down for a couple of more minutes and actually looking at this. Probably, okay, so Dingley right now is like 36 minutes. Up the store of 25. So, okay. So up the store of probably will be debating within himself about those two avenues. So doubling of the rooks on E and rook to G. They both cool. I guess one is stronger than the other. Thanks for confirming, Sono G. Thanks for confirming. Yeah, one of these two, in my opinion. One of these two should be played by Abdustorov. We're going to see how Ding actually wants to do this. Do you know what's the stuff here? He may always drop, I guess, bishop to e6. If there is a rook to e1, I guess black has got the option of bishop e6 shutting off the battery. So that's another element. Another element. So we might be reverting back to rook g1 and g4 ideas. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to be revisiting, guys. No problem. Let's go now to Vincent Keimer and Levon Aronian here. Whose turn is now? Vincent Keimer, like 20 minutes. Oh boy, he's got like 20 minutes less. Levon Aronian was moving faster. You don't really want to take this guy here because queen is going to be taking with tempo. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Can you go for just developing? Bishop c3, just asking. Just asking. That's an interesting. I'm just seeing it now. I'm just looking at this now, guys, with fresh eyes. I'm just seeing something here. Do you have to, oopsie, do you have to take this guy? Something forcing. Let me just think of something forcing. Rook takes check. You have to take. So that's a forcing move, people. Rook takes f7. That is a forcing move. They have to take. No if, no but. They have to take. Let's assume they take with the rook, obviously, right? Take with the rook. Then I'm going to take pawn. Takes rook. If queen takes, you're just going to grab this guy. Therefore, king has to take. So let's just do this again. Rook takes f7. Rook takes f7. Forcing moves. I'm looking at forcing moves. Rook takes, rook takes. Pawn takes, king takes. You can't get more forcing than this. Then heck, I don't know. I don't know. I think Sunoji, first I would try to take on f7. I don't want to just let that pawn disappearing. Well, it can't be taken, can it? Very interesting. I guess bishop c3. Yeah, bishop c3 always can be played. With this, and if this, and winning the bishop straight away. So that might be a thing. That might be a thing indeed. So you don't react to the pawn, which, by the way, cannot be captured. So yeah, bishop c3. Bishop c3 might be just very, very quite in handy here. Bishop c3. I don't think it's that bad at all. Potentially because of the bishop b4 idea. And then again, knight cannot really take because queen takes back, checking and winning the bishop because of the double attack from the bishop and from the queen. So yeah, it could be. It could be. Rook f7. So let's just, Sonoji, let's just do the candidate moves. Either this or maybe bishop c3. It might be others as well. It might, but everything else seems to be maybe slowish. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't even take into consideration something like a4. I don't even know what's that. What do you think about a4 though? Let's just highlight that one as well, Sonoji. Let's just highlight the a4. Have you noticed that actually the bishop can't really take on a4 because it's a disaster for black? If you push a4 and they take. I'm not saying Levon Aronian's going to take on a4, but just saying, is that a forcing move? a4, bishop takes, queen takes, queen takes. Interesting. I'm not sure. I got to calculate. But Vincent Keimer goes for something else, folks. He gives up the pawn on a2, and if he goes for this guy, I don't know. Maybe that's stronger. He gives up the pawn. He tries to compensate by taking on g. Probably not a bad idea either. Yeah, we can verify after the games had finished. We can verify on the engine and see if there's something to that. Fabi and Gukesh. Oh, pawn threatens the queen, so that has to be reacted to. That must be answered. You can't let that thing unanswered. Queen's gonna drop. You gotta take back with one of the two knights, right? Heck, that's quite a complicated tactical little idea. He took the queen though. Let me just refresh the page. I want to make sure actually. No, they didn't take with anything. Apologies, they didn't take with anything yet. Gukesh didn't take with anything yet. It could be one of the two knights. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one you're taking with. Probably a knight, right? Something interesting here. Let me just highlight exactly one of the knights. Something interesting. It's this and this. Could be probably exploitable at some point. Knight d4, hitting the queen, finding an outpost on c6. Look at the outpost, guys. So no, G, look at the outpost. Knight c6. It's, you could say it's the ideal outpost, right? It's the ideal outpost. Of course, there is always this, so you got to be careful about that thing too. Knight c6. They pushing. What do you do then? This. Bishop takes, pawn takes. This is serious. I think this is very, very, very nice and tactical and aggressive. Knight c6, a6. Obviously, you can't take because you're going to drop here. But then maybe you could play knight e5, attacking the queen. Quite strong. Do they have to take your guy, though? Looks like they kind of have to react to. And if they do take, you take back with the pawn. Attacking this guy, opening up the f. Heck, you can even give the pawn then e6, and maybe you can find this kind of threats. This is really, really pressurizing here. Let's get all the paint out. This, 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 and that. I think this is really good. I like it. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I think the potential is huge. Again, looks to me like Fabi is doing the attacking here. Fabi is attacking. Gukesh is defending now with the black pieces. Gukesh defends, Fabi attacks in this situation here. That's how it looks to me. And back to Ali Reza Magnus Carlsen. Right. He finally get that knight off the back rank painfully. Knight f6. This guy's hanging. So now, guys, we're looking at Ali Reza Magnus Carlsen. Knight f6 had been played. Where does that knight go? Heck, no one knows. No one knows what that guy goes. I guess a6 will be captured now. You tell me, guys, if you think I'm wrong, or maybe you've seen something better. It looks to me knight should take on a6 now. I don't see any immediate threat. Black can play. There you go. Well, I've called this one like, well, we knew that one. And bishop takes almost instantly. Rook takes back, of course. There's no if, no but about this. Rook's going to take on a6 straight away. There you go. Rook takes a6, and that's what we've got now. I think you can play bishop f3. You don't have to take. Obviously, you don't have to take here. And actually, it's bad if you take because knight's going to take back with a bunch of threats. And heck, you don't want to do that. You don't want to touch that pawn. So you may very well consider bishop f3 if I'm correct. Or something else, which is not sure just yet. What about this rook c6 idea? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Bishop f3, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes. I don't know. If you take the pawn on d5 and knight captures, can you stop it? It actually took. How do you defend this? I don't think you can lose this pawn. What do you play? Do you play a3? a3 exactly. a3, and you're gonna try and find ways to move around. Well, could be this, it could be that. Good stuff for white is that white, probably you notice, guys, white is having actually one extra pawn. And that rook on the a file is very important. As soon as the knight departs from the d5, you can eventually target more pawns here. So heck, after knight, probably you're gonna have to play the rook, or maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, so if rook here and you ever take after knight departs, you might have some pressures here as well. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm just highlighting now the potential trajectories for the pieces here. Okay, let's find out. So Noji, by the way, you may have a look at some videos I've uploaded lately at your own convenience. Yeah, we did say about this knight to e3 targeting forking bishop and rook. You're going to have to move the rook, right? You're going to have to move the rook. Double, double, double. What do you play? You play King F2. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's not good. It's a disaster. It's a disaster, King F2, because Knight G4 and you are toast. You're toast. You're gone. You can't do King F2. You're gonna lose the game. You're gonna lose the rook. Disaster. So you gotta do something else. What? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Heck, he's got like 24 minutes on the clock. He should be able to find something at some point. So yeah, you may subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sonoji, and my friends, and at your own convenience, just watch some videos I've uploaded there for my just friends. All right, fellas. Okay. So King F2 is completely losing for white. You can't do that. But what exactly you're supposed to play with white? I'm not sure. I am not sure. Would you do C3 or something? I mean, what do you play? You do something with the rook. You do rook C6. Huh. Well, if you manage to sort out the problem with the black rook's battery, if you manage to, for instance, do something like rook C6, I wonder. Rook C6. What does black play though? Really? Really, what do you play with black after rook C6? Genuine question. What do you play after rook C6? Sunoji. Oh, let me actually fix the chat. Looks like the lower part of the chat is being dented somehow. Wait a minute. Where is the chat thing? There you go. Let me just move this one. What's going on with this chat thing? Uh-huh. Okay, I think it's been fixed now. Cool. Fixed. And just probably here. Okay, I think it looks acceptable. Back to the chess thing. Right, so going back now, after rook c6, what do you reckon black's gonna do? If you move the knight, you don't have a check. And if you do that, I'm more than happy to take your rook. And then I'm gonna grab another pawn from you. I'm not fully convinced black is better. I mean, if you don't blunder, if you don't give up pieces, pawns, and things, I think you should be fine. You got an extra pawn afterwards. After all, so rook c6. Rook c6. What do you think? Is there another plan for black to proceed after rook c6? There you go. Didn't I say rook c6? There you go. Rook c6. And the question is the same. Question is the same. What is black going to play, actually? You got a battery, true, but how do you do things here? What do you do with the knight, actually? If knight takes the bishop, I'm going to take with the rook. And I think I'm winning. He takes, and I took back. I said that one too. I said if knight take the bishop, I'm going to take back with the rook. Obviously, forced move, so to speak. But I'm not sure black is better at all. If there is a check here, I'm going to take. They're going to take. I'm going to play king f2. And I think black is losing. I'm going to make predictions on OG. Magnus going to lose this game. I think he kind of already lost. C7 is hanging. You got to defend that guy. I mean, you're not going to lose straight away, but still Aldireza's up a pawn. Pawns are looking good. White pawns are looking good. Okay. I understand. Can I then play something like I gotta investigate about a c4 in order to create a passer on the a file synergy. So rook 8 to e7 makes a ton of sense. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think white has massive resources. That is c4. I don't know if it's a massive resource, but what does that mean though? Is creating a pass on the A file, a passed pawn. And I think Magnus is going to have a problem because of that move in particular. If we're looking at rook 88, e7, I think c4 has to be played ASAP. Heck, again, looks like white's winning here. To my view, to my understanding. That's a move you suggested. There you go. The move is right now on the board. Question is if Alireza goes for c4, if you got a better... I don't think you have a better plan here. You're wasting time with anything else. You gotta go c4, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, if you think there is something much, much better to be played here for white. I'm really looking at c4. Once they take, you take back. Heck, this is just brilliant. And then, and by the way, the rook defends your guy, and then you're gonna go. That's it. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. No, that one hasn't been played. Apologies. Let me just refresh the page. No, that didn't happen. Right, so this one. It could be. Let's see. c4, you're suggesting rook e2. Are you sure? Oh, man. Really? Rook e2. Okay. Let's pause it for a sec. Could it be rook d2 first? But then this guy's gonna come. You're gonna time, gonna pawn, gonna play. Again, it looks okay. Maybe rook e2 first. 20 minutes. He needs to calculate actually. What I think Sonoji, what I think white needs to calculate now, it's two main ideas. c4 or rook d2. Heck, can you even consider king f1? But that's just so slow. This is so slow. You can't do king f1 here. I mean, you can, but you kind of can, I guess. But not f2 though. Not king f2 because you're going to lose a tempo due to the check. So rook d2. Yes. Yes. I did say c4, rook d2, and he did play rook d2. Rook d2 stemmed Sonoji from your suggestion about rook e2 and then getting a rook on the a file, attacking from behind the pawn. So rook d2 came as a result of your suggestion. So thanks very much for your thought. That actually improved my choices. Rook d2. I called a lot of moves. With your help, my friends. So rook d2 here. Again, rook d2. If rook d2 takes and king f1, what are you going to do? You're going to move away, and white is winning. It's just winning. I think Magnus going to drop this game. If Alireza doesn't mess up bigly, I think white's going to win. He should be winning. To my understanding, at least. If you guys think differently, please do tell me. But I guess white's winning. Not any more coffee. All right. Where were we? Yeah, at this stage now, white looks like you're going to win. Medium long term, not all of a sudden, but you know, this kind of weaknesses are really, really problematic. He played an unexpected move, but frankly, Sunoji, I really don't see nothing for black to have played. And mind you, if this rook leaves the 5th rank, they could be subjecting this pawn to a loss. So it's so problematic for black. Let me tell you something. Sunoji, king f2, and then c4 straight away. King f2, that means, so that's my candidate move. King f2. You can't do the check. Well, heck, you can come back rank, but king f2 back rank for this. King f2 check. Rook f5, king g3, rook e3. It's very sharp. We got to be very careful. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, you got to tread very carefully here. Yeah, thanks for your thought. It might be. It might be something. Okay. Could we address with d4? I'm not sure though. d4, perhaps I can play a rook and just get one of the two rooks out. Or can you do rook c5 now? Yes, you can. Sonoji, I actually think rook c5 is very playable, my friend. I think rook c5 is very... You need to water down your opponent's attacking power. So, oh, he played h3. Probably he was a little bit concerned by the ideas you said. And actually he wants to escape via h2 or put a stop to this pawn coming down. Heck, I don't know. Maybe. But going back to Alireza's options, you think rook c5 is such a bad move? Rook c5, you want to get the rook disappearing. You want to get the rook out. If rook takes, pawn takes. If he attacks, you're going to play d4. I think this is really good. For white, that is. Hey, what's going on in the chat? Let me see. Okay, he moves a little bit. Wait, let me fix this chat. Oh boy, this chat thing. What? Let me just move it up a bit, maybe. Okay. Okay. Let me just lock it in. Okay, back to the game. So I think for white, from white's perspective, this kind of idea might be quite good. But it's Magnus' turn. It's Magnus' turn to play. Magnus has to keep a rook here to defend the b5. So it's difficult. If there is a check, we're going to move on f2. And actually, you got to be very careful with this kind of thing because after a move like rook c5, you're going to be dropping either this guy or this guy. So it's quite difficult for black. If you move the rook, you might just lose more pawns here. If you move the rook, that is from the 5th rank down the board. That's how I see it. Again, white is better in my view. And based on this one, I guess Alireza gonna suffocate more and more and more black's position here. I think Magnus is struggling in this game. Black is struggling here. He plays defensively and he waits to he's just playing a waiting game now, hoping that Alireza are gonna mess up something. But boy, with 17 minutes on the clock, I'm not very optimistic for black, and I am optimistic for white. Yeah. I don't know what you're gonna do. Black wise, yeah, I really don't know. The rook f5. Rook f5. Yeah, but at the end of your sequence, Sonoji, I think still white would be better. At the end of the sequence you suggested on the screen. Thank you very much for your thoughts and for sharing your ideas. Okay, what is Magnus doing here? Rook f5. He's want to do oh my god, this is so painful. You can't do this. You're gonna drop c7. So off the question. Okay, he cuts off the king. Fine. And what? Like what? What are you doing? Rook f2. No, you can't do that because if you do rook f2 is check and you're gonna lose the rook all of a sudden. Because you're gonna have to move the king and then they're gonna take your rook. So you can't do this. No. Refresh the page. Apologies, guys. It just reacts weirdly. So you can't do rook f2. You're gonna drop material. Feels like a bluff, this one here, really. I gotta investigate again rook c5. Yeah, rook c5. Rook c5, especially now. You got to get the rook off the board. That's it. Right? Or am I completely wrong? If you play king h2, you move away from the operations theater. You can't move king. I mean, you can. You can play king h2. I guess, Sonoji, I think you can play king h2, but it's just something doesn't look okay about that move. Just like you moving away, you need the king. King is an attacking piece as well. You can't just move the king away like this. So I guess rook c5, get the rook off the board. Rook c5, I guess Magnus going to play this. And you're going to take and you're going to take. That's exactly what's going on. Nah, he's not going to play rook e1. He's going to play rook e7 back to... No, he won't, because I'm going to take on c7. No. Nope, 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 nope. So if rook c5, you're suggesting rook e1 check. Okay. Well, I mean, check, I got to go h2. Rook c5. Ooh. Rook c5, rook e1, king h2, rook takes c5, bc, rook a1. Can I just march on with this, guys? Rook c, rook e1, king h2, rook takes, b takes, rook a1. c4, rook a3. I'm taking, I'm having double pawns. Here you go, b3. And then I'm going to push the other guy. I think it works for white. I think it works for white. Rook c5, rook e1. I still think it works very well for white. I might be wrong though. Maybe I didn't cover everything. That requires a couple more extra minutes of rechecking and re-verifying and making sure you got the right one. Rook c5. I think he has to be contemplated this. Could be another better move here to strengthen things. Could you play rook d1 though? Let me highlight another one. So you can play c4 and denying black any points of access on the back rank, thus attacking a3. So rook d1, you prevent any rook e1 ideas. Mm-hmm. Rook d1, preventing back ranks, checks, and then c4. So what do you think about rook d1 and then c4, Sonoji? Rook d1, no more checks, back rank, and then you're gonna go c4. Is it doable? On the same idea of creating a pass pawn on the a file. Rook d1, c4. Rook d1, rook e2. But this eventually. Rook d1, rook e2. Yeah, you could, but then after the battery happens, I think they got a perpetual, Sonoji. Let's appreciate again, my friend. Rook d1, rook e2. Forget about the c7. Let's say I'm taking rook f. You're gonna get in a perpetual check here for Magnus, away for draw. Think about this one, Sonoji. If black gets a battery on the second rank with rook take g2, rook h2, rook king g back, and I'm gonna do a perpetual, Sonoji, with black. Magnus gonna draw. Rook d1, rook e2, Magnus draws. He draws. You're not gonna get out of the perpetual. You got a bunch of pawns, but it's gonna be a draw, a perpetual check, I'm afraid. There you go. I did say d4 at some point. I did say d4. Anyway, that's what he went for. Nice, nice, and nice, and nice. Got another thought now. Could be this, and if they take, you're gonna drop this guy. Hell, this looks so good now for white. Yeah, so he maintained the status quo. He didn't go for rook d1 because would have encouraged black to play that perpetual crazy idea. And instead, he pushed d4. He wants to play c4. Black takes, rook takes, and holds it all. a3 no longer a weakness. You're gonna push it. Rook here on c4 defends everything. Everything. So after c4 and pawn takes on OG, c4 and if pawn takes and rook takes, the rook on c4 holds it all. Everything. North, south, east, west. Everything under control. Everything. Yes, including we might contemplate the rook c5 now. We can because we got another guy. But I guess c4 is paramount. So no G, c4 is paramount even more than rook c5 because it creates a pass pawn on a. I don't think rook c5 is bad in itself. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's that bad. But I think rook c4 is actually the real deal. Sorry, pawn c2 to c4 is the deal. We may contemplate both as candidate moves. Again, the idea would be c4 actually. It's the killing stuff. This is the deal. This is strong. But then again, maybe I'm missing a couple of tactics along the way. It could be, guys. But I'm liking c4 very much. I like it. Rook e1, your idea, Sonoji. You've got it, brother. That's a check. That's a forced idea. What is black gonna play? I really don't know. Is he gonna push this? Takes and checks. But it's desperate. It's a desperate attempt. Probably he gonna push g4. Look, it just doesn't look good for black here. It doesn't look good at all for black. I think Magnus gonna lose it. I'm sorry if I said that before. For those of you guys that are rooting for Magnus Carlsen, I have no problem with Magnus winning. So I don't want to create the idea that I want Magnus to lose or something. I'm very equally distributed in my wishes for who to win or to lose. I don't care. I mean, I'm just appreciating the beauty of the game at this stage. I don't care who's winning, who's losing. I try to be as objective as possible in assessing the position. I'm not rooting for anyone in particular. I don't know what are Black's resources here, Sonoji. Wow, what is this crazy stuff? Bang, bang, boom. What? There's nothing here, guys. Sonoji. I know why he doubled up. He didn't double up for check. That doesn't do a damn thing. Magnus Carlsen double up the rooks on the back rank for this, brother. For this. Amongst others. I mean, boy, I just don't like it. What the heck is he doing? Looks like, okay, he got a check. I'm going to move g3. What else have you got in here? Nothing. White's going to either take this. Probably should take this, then just jump, going back quickly, get this guy. You're going to lose a3. Or maybe not if you do this. If you do rook d2 to d3, let's just highlight this one quickly. You're not going to lose any a3, so I think you can take on c7 or you go c5. I think you can take c7 because it's free. If there is something like this, you can play rook d3. And I think you kind of like supposed to be winning. You don't get checkmated or anything, especially after rook d3 defends the third rank completely. Heck, I think you can even play, if you really want to be mean, you can even play rook d3. What is black's play here? What is black going to do? Um, I think white is very happy at this stage. I'm not sure if you should do rook d3 or rook takes c7. Let me just highlight the candidate moves. This and this. I think they're equally playable unless I'm missing again crazy tactics. I know. So no, G, I think I got Magnus's idea. This is idea. I mean, he's desperate at this stage anyway. He is desperate at this stage. You want to come down with those two pawns. You want to do check. No, he want to play this, and then he wants to checkmate you. Therefore, I'm reconsidering Sonoji. Rook c5. Yeah, but this one can't really be stopped, can he? Oh, sugar. It's not that done yet. He dropped rook c3. Hold on a second. I think he got the... Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, g4 is weak. I think the idea was actually f to f5 with this and this. That's the checkmate. That's the checkmate you could do. With black, if you want to dream of... Do you know what's the thing with rook c3 Sonoji? Is this. He wins with white, and Alireza found the winning sequence. Rook c3, and if you play f5, I'm going to do rook f3. Game over. Game over. He was a wise guy, not greedy because you're going to pay with losing the game. He found the most excellent way to defend against f5, f4, rook h1 checkmate. He found it by playing nicely rook c3. Heck, you got nothing at this stage. Rook c3, rook f3. If this guy comes here, I'm going to play this. And even if you check, I'm going to move here. And if you play this, I'm going to move this. There's no checkmate here, guys. No, 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 no. It's no checkmate is done. This, 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 this. Game over. Rook f3, yes. Rook f3, on the other hand, if you want to take, I'm going to take, and that's it. That's it. It's rook f3. It's rook f3. Because rook f3 going to ask the question to the rook on f1. So that's what actually probably going to make Magnus resign. I'm not sure if he resigned at this point, but it's not optimistic for black here. So no, G, it's really not. Okay. So guys are gonna be coming back in just 20 seconds. Just wait for me a sec, guys. And I'm gonna be returning to more commenting on our favorite games here, freestyle. All right, just bear with me a sec, guys. Stay where you are. Be back. All right, let me move the chat thingy a bit up here so people can read actually. Oh, I just needed to. Okay, cool. Right. Oh yeah, we did say about that f5 thing. So rook c3, f5, we did say about this. King g3 being played now. There's not even a check after this. We're gonna go g4. Alrighty guys, so we've been streaming for like 1 hour now. I think I'm gonna take a break now because it's not just too many viewers at the minute now. So we're gonna get a break, guys, and we're gonna be returning, if not this evening, tomorrow for sure. In the meantime, guys, you can check the videos I've uploaded on YouTube for those of you that are still watching this. I appreciate a lot, Sonoji, your best ideas, and the communication is just great. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, if that's useful, and check the other videos at your own convenience. Thank you very much, my friends, and see you soon.